Hi everyone, I'm Vishal. There is a serious issues which are going in our day-to-day life. I thought of making a video on education, but what I feel is education needs to be redefined, and the term education has to be termed as education hyphen unpredictable, and I have my reason. The reasons are as follows: that we have to talk about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is in live scenario, and what artificial intelligence is doing and will do, we have to understand. Artificial intelligence is basically introduced to replace all those activities that a human can do, that is artificial intelligence. And if so happens, then who will be the consumer in near future, and who will be the buyer? Who will create demand and supply? Will it be human, or will it be just the rich person? Because in any country, and most of the countries, the richer segment is only 1% to 10%, but the rest of the people are all poor people. So is AI going to create a demand only for those rich people? These factors, I think there is a training required for all the responsible person. Like the country which I am, which is India, the responsible person is our ministers mostly, and the head of the ministers is Prime Minister. So Prime Minister has to make a law that since AI is in the market, so there is no ifs and buts that people will not go ahead and get their job lost. So losing your job it will be as usual. Okay, so the request, everyone should request the Prime Minister that if a man loses his job, his financial situation should be immediately taken care by the government. Immediately, he doesn't have to write a form, fill and all that. The government has already a tax system, and he knows that who's losing his job. And if the government is not able to find out, in digital ways that who is losing the job, then the government has to prepare that digital system and take help of the AI, where all the companies can send the data who's getting laid off. So they should not be liable. Ethically, they should not be liable to pay the loan because they don't have job, and the market situation will be sooner like no one will have a job. I don't know what humans will be doing. Everyone cannot become a plumber, carpenter and all those stuffs which AI can do. Now the other part of the work, we are telling that if you see and watch media, everyone is making video and telling you that companies are firing, you have to upgrade your skill, but no one is telling that what security will be provided by the government. And that is unethical media. The media is not ethical. Has the media told you that a person who's going to lose job, who will pay for their food? Has that media told you that who will pay their loan? The government is the reason why government is formed is to take responsibility, to provide security, to provide safety. These three basic requirement is required from the government. Otherwise we don't require. None of us in this entire world requires government. And even for doing politics, you require human. Is the government going to do a politics? Is the government going to take a vote from artificial intelligence? Those are the questions. It's time, ministers come to open public forum, come to parliament sessions and talk about AI and its job loss and the measurements which will be taken. They cannot talk about irrelevant topics, because when I see such kind of discussions happening in parliament, those are irrelevant. Those will not give food, and without food everyone will die. Is the government planning that every one of us because the population has been increased, that should we die? Imagine what situation we have. The government has made laws and given freedom to banks to recover their loans, but the same government has not given freedom to the citizen, that if you lose your job, you don't have to repay anything, the government will pay. The government is talking about making itself highest in GDP and whatnot. For whom? For whom they want to bring the highest GDP? I think it should be for the citizen. So, but when citizen doesn't have the capability to pay anyone, even for their food, I mean, is the government has planned to make beggars? Are we going to be beggars? Is our family going to be beggars? Does the government going to pay our children's school fees? Does the government going to pay foods? Does the government going to pay for our dress? What government is going to pay? And the government is not talking anything. So you have to bring in that change. All humans have to bring the change, that government should start talking about artificial impact and the laws in our country. Otherwise, we are nothing but a dead people very soon. You realize? Otherwise, I don't know. And there is no point talking about education. There is no talking about skills. There is no point about talking enemy. There is no point talking about anything. All the countries I'm talking about. Danger is on the doorstep.